Whole bunch.
I think we better outlaw all backyard swimming pools. See, this stuff is not about empirical risk. It is about the backlash. Well, it's numerous things. I don't use the word conspiracy because then you're a nutcase. I use the word fraternity of ideas.
What we say about politicians.
That's a spin expression, I think.
It's a fraternity of ideas, all right, that essentially equates sterility with safety. And that is a natural outgrowth of food is fundamentally mechanical and not biological. I explain all this in the book. It's a great book. I didn't plan it. But this is the deal. Listen, this is good. This is good. If you go home tonight and you drive home in your car, and you go out of here and you hear a thump 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 on your right wheel bearing. Okay, you can pull that car off the side of the road, and you can go over to that front wheel and you can lay hands on it. You can anoint it with oil. You can ask its forgiveness for not lubricating it. You know, you can do all. You can let it rest. I will let you rest for 10 years. I'm sorry. You know, what's going to happen when you get up and start again?
Thump, thump, thump.
Thump, 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 right? But living things, biology, life, can heal. That's the difference. And we can all be very thankful, can't we, that living things can heal. We can heal relationships. We can forgive. That's the big difference. And so, what we have here is a fundamental paradigm clash in the culture about food. One is food is fundamentally mechanical, and therefore, if we irradiate it, if we chlorinate it enough, if we heat it enough, if we, give it enough gamma rays or whatever, nuke it, we'll be fine. The other side, my side, and unless there's a Monsanto plant in the room, probably most of us here, think that food should be living. In other words, if you didn't finish your meal, it should grow some mold tomorrow if you leave it on the table. And I've got a whole chapter in here on edible food is supposed to rot. If it won't rot, I bet a guy's he's got a McDonald's hamburger museum in his house. For 20 years he's been buying one hamburger a year, putting on the shelf. They don't mold, they don't change, they don't do anything, they just sit there. Try the difference between real living artisanal unpasteurized cheese and Velveeta. If you can squirt cheese out of a can under pressure, it's not food. And since it's not food, to make it edible, we fill it full of a bunch of unpronounceable words and say, now it's edible.
What do I do?
So what do we do?
We're going to vote for you.
Look, I think it's important to discuss the philosophical suppositions because here's the deal. If we just start debating, trading, my dead body for your dead body, or my cancer case for your cancer, whatever, we can't win that argument. We just can't. All right. So the high ground, the moral high ground, is to recognize everything in life has risk, and ultimately the question is, do we allow the choice for risk to be made by the person who's most liable to bear the responsibility of the choice? Here's the deal. A culture that does not believe in allowing freedom for risk will also deny the freedom to make innovative alternative decisions. You can't have innovation without having risk. And what we represent right now, I'll call us, I'll put my hands real big. What we represent out here is normalcy in an abnormal culture. Okay? That's why I wanted to use the term because I'm a lunatic farmer, right? But the more I live, the more I realize, look, I'm the normal one here. I mean, it's like the Europeans who came over here and thought they were very normal because these barbarians sat around in a little funny-looking house of buffalo skins, passing a peace pipe with a talking stick and ruled by consensus. And so that was barbaric and uncultured because they didn't have powder on their wigs and Robert's Rules of Order. And I'm saying, whoa, hold it just a minute. Who says one's better than the other? And it's the defining character of a tyranny as to how it handles the nonconformists. Always has been, always will be. So the fundamental question here is, who owns me, who owns you? That 3 trillion member internal community of beings that I described, who owns that community? Me or you? You have to realize that right now, the food police at the FGov, the US Gov, and the California Gov, they do not believe that you can be trusted to make the decisions for your internal community. And I say, so we have the freedom to own guns, worship, assemble, speak. Well, what good is it to have those freedoms if I don't have the freedom to own my own personhood, to feed my own internal community, to give me that fuel, to give me the energy to go shoot, pray, and preach?
Good point.
So, boy, I don't always give short answers. That is politics. All right. So I've got, and this book is full of that. All right, it'll give you those sound bites and that ammunition, because ultimately, here's the thing: we have the one that's going to win the day is the one that takes the highest moral road. And so I'd like to get on the TV sometime with one of these food police, or with Don Tyson, or with whoever, or the CEO of Tyson's, or